in combat, why we corpsmen were few and far between compared to the Marine Corps, because they had more men, which we had to take care of. And anyway, any time a Marine would yell corpsman or doc, the Japanese would latch onto it, and they would try to sneak around and ambush you. And but fortunately, I escaped all that. I had a carbine for my protection, and it had 7 shells in the magazine, and then 2 clips on the stock. So I was able to protect myself. There was one instant where I had a Marine that had his bowels were exposed from a wound. And I was on my knees, and this was on Ewo. And anyway, I was attending to him. You have to keep the bowel moist, or gas gangrene will set in. So I was busy preparing him for evacuation. And we were all by ourselves. And anyway, I was on my knees, and I just happened to think, well, you're a sitting duck. And so I hit the deck, and just as I did, this Jap fired. So he missed me. And I went looking for him, and I never did find him. He must have went back in his cave or something. So then I went back to taking care of the Marine, and I told the second lieutenant to get him evacuated immediately because he had a bowel wound and he needed attention now. We advanced about 300 yards, and on our way back, why, here's this Marine still lying there. And I got that lieutenant, and needless to say, I was a little bit upset with him. So we did get him evacuated. I don't know whether he lived or not. We were on the high ground, and we retreated 300 yards. The reason we retreated was to keep the enemy off balance as to our exact location, so they could not come in at night and throw hand grenades all over the place. So I had a Marine sergeant. He was a barman, Browning automatic rifleman. And anyway, he had a buddy that had been hit at the 300-yard area where we had been during the day. And anyway, this Marine was pleading with me to go with him into enemy territory that we'd taken and retreated from, and to confirm that he was still alive. And I resented it, and told him I could not do it. I said, there's more of you than us, and we can't lose any more men. And he still pleaded, and I thought he was going to crack up on me. So I did relent and go with him. And we got down there, and his buddy was cold, and he was dead. And at that point, a Jap threw a hand grenade at us, and he was on a knoll, his Marine buddy. And the knoll had a slope to it, and when the Jap threw it, it hit that slope and started going back down toward him. So that was kind of humorous. I told the barman, let's get out of here. And we had a palm tree, which is about 50 feet high. And we had to shinny up that to get to our lines. So that was a situation that wasn't very comfortable. After that, after we got back, a Marine had been hit in his buttocks by a hand grenade. And so it was full of shrapnel, his buttocks. So I had to go in there and pluck him out. But anyway, after not having a bath in 2 weeks, the odor was a little bit not much. And anyway, I had to cover my backside and also leave a space for a Marine to shine his flashlight so I could see to pluck the shrapnel out of his tender hide. So that's the way I did it. And you had to have a big cover over you so the Japs could see your position. So that was quite an ordeal.